Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are here at the Navy Sports Museum with our students. Right now we have two schools, Elizabeth Pemberton Primary School, and we also have the VOGen Primary School. Some other schools will be coming in later, sorry. We are just celebrating the 50th anniversary of Mr. Willett making the West Indies cricket team. So today we're just having an interaction where the children coming in and interacting with some of our stars here. Mr. Willett will be here shortly, and so they will see the man himself, the giant. I'm standing next to the statue. I hope he doesn't mind. But today we're just celebrating the feat that he had accomplished some 50 years ago as a 19-year-old. And so the schools will be coming in. Some of our other stars, Lydia Thompson Claxton is here, and we're expecting some other persons. So it's just a day to interact, get to know the persons who are profiled in the museum, and just have a good time.
So the students from the BOJN Primary School and the Elizabeth Pemberton Primary School, they're here and they're looking around at some of the memorabilia that's here at the Sports Museum. And so having a close-up look and having a read as well, which is interesting, looking at some of the pictures of the stars. And also we have Lydia Thompson Claxton here as well. We might just have a little word with her.
Okay, today is a very, very, very proud day for the Division public, and I'm happy to stand here on the day to remember when Mr. Willett made the West Indies team and actually made the path for all the other divisions. And as I'm speaking, he steps right in. He paved the he paved the path for us as divisions. He paved the path for us as divisions, letting us know that even though we may be from the tiny little island of Nevis, we can achieve great things. And as a result of that, we have seen how many of our division cricketers have actually not only knocked on the door of the West Indies team, but have played for the West Indies teams. So Mr. Willett have done us proud. And today, yes, today it's not only a privilege, but an honor to celebrate the work that he has done for us here on the island of Nevis and by extension, the entire Leeward Islands and the West Indies. I have worked with Mr. Willett for many years, and he has always been somebody who I look up to, and he has always set a standard, not just in cricket, because as you would know, Mr. Willett have blazed the path of inter-primary for Charleston Primary for many, 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 many years. And so Mr. Willett, this morning I joined with all the children that are here and with the staff of the museum and with the entire country in saying how proud we are of you and how happy we are and how honored we are to celebrate 50 years since you made the West Indies team as a young division cricketer, showing to the world that divisions have what it takes to perform on the world stage and perform with excellence. So thank you, and today we celebrate you and all that you have done for us. Right, guys? Hip, hip, hip! Hooray! Hip, hip, hip! Hooray! Hip, hip, hip! Hooray!
Put your arm up, put your left arm up, let me see. Yeah, today is a very, very special day. And it's one thing to take a picture alongside a statue, but when you take it alongside the great man himself. And he said, well, history it says that he made the West Indies team at 19. But if he's still 19 today, can that be true? I mean, this man hasn't really aged through the years. Now, Willett, that day, when you stepped onto the cricket field to represent the West Indies team, tell the youngsters how it felt.
Well, I was pretty nervous to start with, but after a while, I settled in, especially after I bowled my first over. I think it was a maiden over, actually, against the great Australians. So from there on, it was no problem for me, but I was a bit nervous to start with.
Okay. And I want you to tell these youngsters that they can achieve. Please talk to them from your heart and probably what it takes for them to achieve. That one of these days they can make themselves great and make their country great as well.
Well, it takes a lot of hard work. We used to play cricket morning, noon, and night. I often tell people if we had the lights that we have at the park now, then we would have played cricket until broad morning. I've been telling some persons too that the youngsters in the schools not playing enough cricket. You need to play on your own. We didn't wait for any sport. We didn't have any sports officers then. We played on our own. We used to challenge other villages. We go to village, go to Brownhill to play against Brownhill and Jessops and so on. And you have to put in the work. I see the coconut bat here. We used to play the coconut bat. Yeah. And anything we caught then, any old piece of wood.
And lime and soreen for ball.
Well, yes. I just talk about limes. We went by this gentleman who had a pen with his animals. They had a lime tree right there full of limes, and we bust up all the man limes. We used them to play cricket right there by his pen and used up all the man limes, But anything we caught, the small milk can, anything. Like we get an old cork from the cricket ball. We would use the bicycle tube. We cut them like rubber bands, and pull them over and make balls. Anything we caught, we played with, even stones. Sure. So you have to put in the work if you want to. You want to be great at anything, you have to put in the work. Well, in cricket, in academics, anything, you have to put in the work if you want to be successful.
And well, folks, I believe that Willett will be available to sign some autographs. If you have anything you need to sign.
I don't have a good handwriting.
Yeah, but that's not a problem. But if you have any little book or anything you want signed by Willett, make sure you get his signature on it. But before we leave, just give Elquemedo Tonito Willet another big round of applause. This is an amazing day. Anybody has a question? Brave enough?
I would like to ask.
Okay, come here. Oh, so come. We have a question here, and we'll ask your question.
When you make it on your team, how did you feel?
Okay, begin to
West Indies team, let's say a bit nervous, but once I got out there, everything flowed easily. I said my first over that I bowled was a maiden over. So that made it easy for me too. You bowl 6 balls, no runs off the first 6 balls, so then my confidence grew from there.
Okay, thank you for the question. Give him a round of applause. Come.
What is your best memory of playing cricket?
Wow, good question. My best memory
of playing cricket.
Montserrat?
Well, I've done some pretty good things in the cricket, but that Montserrat thing there, we played Montserrat here in 1971. Montserrat had 104 for 1 wicket, and we bowled him off for 114. I got 8 wickets for 2 runs in a spell. I was bowling from the southern end. I had none for 29, and then I was shifted to the pavilion end, and I got 8 wickets for 2 runs.
Wow. Give a round of applause, folks. You're next.
how did it feel when you make your first 50?
50. Well, that's a question for Willett as a bowler.
My first 50. I made my first 50, I think was England. I haven't got a test 50. But I have a first class 50 that I made in England against Yorkshire. That was way back in 1973. Yeah, in 1973, because after we played against Australia, we went to England to play against England. So this way I got my first class 50. And I think I have one other against Barbados. I think, maybe that was my only first class 50 in England.
Have you heard someone make a 50 a few days ago?
A few days ago, someone made a 50. Yes. Yes, I heard.
Daniel and somebody else here. One of the guys here. Which one made the 50? Come in front.
Yeah, I heard one of the Daniel boys.
And this guy also made a 50.
I didn't know about that match. Well, I would have made an effort to go and watch some.
So
because I do some work with the Daniel boys and, with Keith Atherton on a Monday afternoon.
So tell us your name.
Deshaun James.
And you made a 50 against the St. Kitts under 13.
Yes.
So you hope to one day make the West Indies team like Willett?
Yes.
You think you can?
Yes.
You're going to put in the work?
Yes.
You're going
to put in the work. He says you have to put in a lot of work. You're willing to put in the work?
You have to work.
Yes.
Okay, nice. Congratulations.
As often as possible. Yeah.
Like, how did you get into cricket?
How did you get into cricket?
Well, it was natural. Those days, it was basically cricket. There was little football, but up there in Government Road where I'm from, the bigger boys in the village used to play cricket nearly every day. So naturally, I took to the cricket. I was about maybe 3 years when I started playing with the big boys. I was even glad to go with the team sometimes when they go to challenge another team. I didn't get a chance if somebody come off to go and feel a little bit.
Felt good.
Yeah, I felt good to get on there to, substitute for someone.
Okay, thank you. And we want to welcome representatives from the Charlestown Primary School, where Willett has done a lot of serious work. Charlestown, we are actually at a point where if you want to ask Mr. Willett a question, do any of you have a question for Mr. Willett? Today is a very important day. 50 years after he made it to the West Indies team. If any of you have a question for Mr. Willett, you could just walk up and ask your question. If any of you are brave enough.
Can you please sign this for me, please?
Okay. A pen. Somebody has a pen. He needs an autograph here. Okay. Okay. It says after the questions. After the question. Okay. So anybody from Charlestown has a question? Okay. Yes, Vera. Question here from Vera.
My question is, Mr. Willett,
Attention.
when you would have made that team at 19, you would have been the first Leeward Islander, right? Little boy from Nevis.
Yes.
How did the other guys treat you? How did they treat you? Who you met, yes, the teammates.
Yeah, well, I got along with quite a few of them, really. One called Keith Boyce. One Keith Boyce from Barbados. We got along very well. David Murray from Barbados. He, and I got along very well. I went under tour. He didn't make his debut that year, but he was on tour with us in England. We got along very well in England in 1973. And then Viv and Andy came on in 74.
I was supposed to be married to Viv, right?
I didn't know. So Andy and Viv and myself, we got along very well under tour of India, Pakistan and Sri Lanka, 1974-75, extended into 75. Went in November of 74 and ended in March.
Wow.
Okay.
Those days, we had those long tours.
Yes.
We spent 3 months in England when we toured there. Those days used to play out of the county teams and so on. But these days, they were like a month and so on they're spending on these tours.
Okay, so before the signing of the autographs, even one person from Charlestown Primary? Okay, come right up. I have a question for Mr. Willett. Ask the turn around. Yeah, ask the question.
How much games have you won?
I can't say how many games.
One. That's a big one.
Because I would have won a lot of games for Nevis to start with. Leeward Islands and Combined Islands, yeah. When I started playing first class cricket, we were combined, the Leeward Islands and the Windward Islands. We played as a team, you know. And then in 1981, I think, we separated again. So I represented the Leewards, the Combined Islands, and then back to the Leewards after we were separated in 1981. Yeah, but everyone number, I played for 20 years for Nevis.
So a lot of wins in that. Lot of wins in 20 years.
20 years I played cricket for
Thank
Nevis.
you.
Willett, Elquemedo Willet, Elquemedo Willet. This unspoken division is really a man amongst men. The little left-hand spin bowler show the selectors he's the master. Congratulations from all Antigans, big and small, old and young, no exception. We do hope that you'll do your best in all of your tests. With heart and soul, congratulations. Willett, Elquemedo Willet, Elquemedo Willet. This unspoken division is really a man amongst men. The little left-hand spin bowler show the selectors he's the master. Congratulations from all Antigans, big and small, old and young, no exception. We do hope that you'll do your best in all of your tests. With heart and soul, congratulations.
Spofford in 1959 with that red sash around his waist, approaching the crease to bowl. Len Harris, the great batsman, all those who made contribution to Leeward Islands cricket and to West Indies cricket. I will end by saying this. I believe it is not too late. I believe, just like in Barbados and Jamaica and those places, you don't just honor with a dinner, but you find some way to give them some kind of stipend, and some kind of honor that can elevate them in the eyes of people. Because if you want people to honor somebody, you can't afford for them not to be able to live a decent life. You must say to them, this man is there because he has done well. And we want the rest of you to try to achieve the level he achieved and even to do better. That is how you uplift your society. And so that is my recommendation tonight. Congratulations to Carlisle, to Steve on his book. He gave me one a few minutes ago. I hope other people follow in your footsteps to elevate, to record, and to let us know why the visions are who they are.
I start my quick single by saying that as I reflected on the name of our honoree tonight, it struck me that just like names, initials too have meanings. The question then became, what would ETW translate to on the field of play as it relates to our honoree? Instantly, the words exceptional, transcendent winner came to mind. However, players of this era, in particular those batsmen who were mesmerized over the years, have a different spin on his initials. for the trauma they encountered, the initial ETW could only mean a single thing, which is extraterrestrial weapon.
You are indeed, sir, a role model to aspiring cricketers and to all of us citizens alike. Fittingly, Nevis's main cricketing facility bears your name as a lasting legacy of what can be achieved even from the humblest of circumstances. Further, your name now bears the post-nominal letters MBE, signaling the conferral of one of the most esteemed honors of the British Empire. You're well deserving of these honors, as you have distinguished yourself as a true definition of excellence. Permit me to borrow from Ronnie Oldham when he said, excellence is the result of caring more than others think is wise, risking more than others think is safe, dreaming more than others think is practical, and expecting more than others think is possible.
We owe a lot to Elko, because had he not witnessed this glass ceiling that surrounded place from the levers and windwards, West Indies cricket would not have been where it was. But we took our inspiration from Tonito. Yes, he was my roommate in India, and we shared room numerous times, had long-lasting conversation, some pleasant, and I know someone is waiting patiently to hear what they have to report in Elko. But it's not always what you think. Our conversation at night will basically surrounding cricket. I see that they have me here saying bouncers. Well, I'm too old to bowl a bouncer, but I can pass on some verbal bouncers. And this is the gentleman sitting at the same table as I am. I see at the back of Elko's name is CBE or MBE. But what I would like to see is something at the front of Elko's name. So I'm hoping that the gentleman who comes after me can pass on some of that to his cabinet members. So next time I will address Elko, I will be saying, Sir Elquemedo Willet.
And so I will wrap up by saying, if history continues as it is, where I see his achievement being so tremendous that the first person I would nominate to receive my award for Men's Day, then I think history might speak to other nominations that can take place. And so I want to wrap up by saying, Elquemedo, as I affectionately refer to you now, your achievements will go way beyond your years. You have shattered the ceiling and allow others to benefit. You have planted a seed, the tree under which you did not enjoy as much shade as others, but that speaks to your greatness.
Elquemedo Willet.
Good evening, all. I'd like to adopt. Okay. Good evening, all. I'd like to adopt the protocol already established, but I must recognize the Governor General, Ms. Lyward, the Prime Minister of St. Kitts Nevis, Mr. Drew, and our Premier, Mr. Mark Brantley. I'd like to say thanks to the Nevis Cricket Association for organizing this class year 50. I can't believe it's 50 years since I played for us for West Indies. Somebody told me tonight I just look like 50. Yeah, I can't believe it's 50 years. I am very moved with all the speakers that spoke before me. I like to say thanks to you all for the good things, the great things you have said about me. I like Mr. Andy Montgomery, Everton, Roberts, my whole roommate. It's nice to see so many of the players I've played with over the years and against, like Victor Eddy. I played a lot against him. They said he was the master of spin, but he never did much against me. I didn't get him out a lot though, but he didn't do much against me. He was very cautious. Yeah, and people, I noticed there's some folks here who seem to have come from overseas. I guess they're members of the Leeward Islands team. Leeward Islands board. Let me say thanks to the president of the Leeward Islands board, Enoch Lewis, and the rest of his team for seeing it fit to be here for this occasion. You know, we got along very good too, Enoch and myself. Let me say thanks to my family for being here, my immediate and extended family, and friends. I've seen many friends here. I've seen some youngsters that I've been working with for a while, with Artie, Keith Atherton, and they come along nicely. I understand a couple of them made half centuries the other day against the under 13 team from St. Kitts. What do you think, folks?
We're also giving Mr. Willett a plaque. It says Elquemedo Willet, debut 9th March 1973, best bowling 3 for 33 versus Australia, first player from the Leewards to play for the West Indies. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Let me say thanks to Vaughn Anslin too. I know he does a really good job with his paintings, and I think he's done another good job here. So thanks again to the Crew Association too for giving me